nearly missed it, but I was literally just picking up some more water for my my water pot. Lovely. Let's just get this set up. So I'm happy. I think we're good there. A couple of people watching, so thank you for that. Good evening, Steve. Good evening, Robert. Looks like the chat's working this week. Let me know if it's not. But yeah, it's looking good so far. So we'll keep our fingers crossed on this one. Right, let's get some figures on the desk. Got our Peaky Blinders here, or sorry, our police. Hopefully, going to try to get a lot of these finished today. So let's see how we go. Let's just get that camera looking a little bit more straight there. Lovely. Right. How are we doing? How are we? Oh, lovely. Right. What are we going to start with? Maybe we'll get their belts done first. Just going back to the source material. I think they're black belts. So let's do a bit of black then. Let's get that contrast paint, Black Legion. We'll give this a go. And considering we're on the 4th of March, I think we're doing all right for getting figures painted. We're going to obviously have a little bit more, or a few more to do in terms of getting our tally, what I'd planned to do this month done. But certainly starting off with these policemen is yeah, it's a good start. I'm happy. I'm pleased. These are making good progress. Well, this belt does not look straight, so this is me doing a poor job of painting. But there we go. Try our best. That's all we can ask for, isn't it? Do let me know in the comments if the chat's working tonight. I'll be disappointed if it's not, to be quite honest. I might find a corner and cry somewhere. But we've got 3 people watching, so hopefully it's working for you. Do let me know if it's working. Right, let's get through these belts rapidly. They're not a difficult job, just a job. So what have you guys been up to this week? What have you up to this evening in terms of painting or hobby, or maybe not, maybe just watching? I have had an apologies from Johan, who unfortunately is ill tonight, so he's not going to be able to join us, which is a real shame. But you know, these things happen. We'll let him off this time, and obviously we will wish him a speedy recovery. This week I actually made a... Oh, yep, lovely. Steve's gone for ECW tonight still. That's really cool. Funny enough, I saw something on, I think, Warlord's email that they push out weekly, or how many days they push it out. But they were talking about ECW Epic figures, which looks kind of cool. So, yeah, I don't know if that's the way to go for ECW. I'm tempted, to be honest, with 6mm. I've been tempted with 15mm, so I'm tempted by a lot, as we all know, if you've been watching this channel for any length of time. If you can make a good case, then there's a good chance that I might be interested. So yeah. But I've been working on part 3 of my Peaky Blinders series, my grand designs. Surprisingly, didn't have a lot of views on part 2, which aired this Sunday just gone. But I guess, you know, maybe people are busy, maybe people aren't interested. I don't know. Anything's possible. So we'll see. We'll just I'm always keen to know what people want to watch. Do they want to see me building terrain? Do they want to see me painting figures, doing rules reviews? What is it that people want to see on the channel? Because there's stuff that I'll do because it's fun, and then there's obviously stuff I will do because that's going to get me views, and obviously within reason. But I think one of the things about my channel is that I have such a diverse set of likes within the hobby that I don't just cover one era, one period, one rule set, one set of figures, one manufacturer. I mix it up, and I think that in itself is a strength. Hopefully, right. Belts are done. That's a good start. Let's find out what's next. Let's have a look at the old source material again. Anybody else in the chat tonight? Is it just me and Steve? 3 people watching. If you are watching, do let us know what you're up to, or just say hello. If you're new, welcome. Always good to have new people join. Yeah, so I think we're on to silver next, to be fair. Other than the weapons, I've got a really strong feeling I'm going to get these finished tonight. So that's encouraging. I'm going to go back to my original blue because these chaps with rifles, just between the rifle and I got my bristles on my the bristles on my brush are starting to fray in places, which I mean I've had this for a good while, so it's I've had a good number of years out of this brush. I don't really didn't pay too much for it, and considering it's a Winsor & Newton, I was quite pleased about that. But yeah, just right. Once those are dry, I'll put a wash on them. Cool. Right, let's leave those there to dry. Right, silver seems to be the name of the game. Steve, yeah, I hadn't even thought about that, but you're absolutely right. It is like the old days, just without me checking the Middle Earth atlas. Yeah, yeah. I remember when I first started the live stream, and I have to say it was I think I've tried it several times, but this time around, and probably the sort of the origins of this iteration of the live stream definitely started when I was building Minas Tirith. And Steve and Johan, I think, were like the only 2 people on the chat, and they were giving me some great feedback. And we really, I think they managed to get me through Minas Tirith in the end. So yeah, that was some fun times. Lots of suggestions. Oh no, you don't want to do it like this. You want to do it like that. Tried it. Brilliant. Much better. So yeah, they were good times. Not like nowadays where we have so many people commenting and in the chat. People from all over. So yeah, good fun. Good fun. What can we say? Hoping this silver colour is going to just make these figures pop a little bit as well. Should be quite nice. Yeah. Yeah, I quite like these. I do really like these figures, and I know somebody was asking last week about who makes them. They are the Great Escape Games ones. I think you can buy these as an individual packet. So like the well, there's 7 of them, I think. So you can get those as a faction, I guess. And then the other option is to buy the flat caps and truncheons box set, which is what I picked up at Salute last year, and why I've got them. And yeah, they're quite good. In fact, do I need? Yeah, I do. We've just got these crest in the front as well. Lovely. They're turning into proper bobbies, aren't they? I love it. Oh, these are cracking. Oh, I absolutely love these. These are absolute joy to paint, and I don't know whether it's just because they're quite quick to paint or just because they've just got so much character and detail. I really like these. Yeah. But I've been saying that for a couple of weeks now, so and I'm still painting them. But to be fair, I only have been touching them, painting them during the live stream. So these are, I know these are what 3 weeks old now, but that's only 3 hours for what is 6 figures, 628mm figures, and then of course I've got the inspector to do as well. And I don't know whether I'm going to save him for the live stream or just tackle him out of committee, as it were. I think he's going to be a lot of fun to paint as well because he's the character from series 1. I really recognise the actor. I can't think what his name is, but I feel like he's been in. I want to say Jurassic Park, but I'm not sure whether that's the case. I don't think he's that guy. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate that. That's 3 hours for 6. I guess that's what, half an hour a figure. Obviously, there's drying time in that as well, but of course, the other thing is I don't want to be painting these for weeks on the live stream because I feel like you guys will just get bored of them. But yeah, I've seen them go from primed all the way through to, well, hopefully finished today. We'll see. We'll see if I get there. It is 12 minutes past now. We're moving along nicely. Right, I think on to buttons now. So this is going to be fun. I was tempted to do this with a Sharpie, to be fair. But I think the paintbrush is going to be a better approach. Got some good details here. I almost want to dry brush it in some ways. But I think we're doing all right here. Now, the question is, are these buttons on the back also silver? See if we've got a picture of one from the back. We haven't. Would they be silver on the back? So I don't know if you can see, but there's like these 4 buttons on the back. I don't know whether they would also be silver or not. I'm tempted to make them silver, but I'm gonna hold off for a second. I'm gonna see if Steve's knowledge is gonna pop into the chat like sometimes it does. Very helpfully, I might add as well. Oh, that was a rubbish button. There's also the bit on the collar as well. I need to check out bits on the side of the helmet. Let's see. I'm genuinely just looking at the back of the box for inspiration on these things. Yeah, looks like collar tabs. Oh yeah, because of course they'd be their numbers, wouldn't they? Yeah, that makes sense. Just trying to think back to all of the kind of TV dramas and stuff I've seen with police of the period. So there's that bit there, and then on the collar as well. Yeah, that's working. I'm liking it. I would have thought so. No expert. Why would they make 2 different sets? I like that answer, Steve. That works for me. So let's paint these silver as well. Steve generally can talk me around with some pretty good explanations. So yeah, that is absolutely working for me. I do love the way the silver. It's not particularly. It's not massive, but it really does. I was going to say sparkle. That's the wrong word for it, but it pops. Like you have a look and you go, yeah. You can see it from a good distance away, even though it's so subtle. Cool. And these are really starting to come into their own now. Wow. Sorry, I'm sounding like I'm, you know, amazed by these as if I've never seen silver on a figure before. But I'm just really taken back by the detail of the figures and the way that all the little details are popping out now. I'm just having another one of my oh, what's his name? Bob Ross. Yeah, just have another Bob Ross moment, which is fine. Give that button a little friend over here. If I was half as talented as Bob Ross was, I think I'd be quite content. Lovely, look at that. Well, I found out today a colleague of mine is a war gamer. 20 years. She played Warhammer for 20 years, which is rather cool to find out. Fellow war gamer. Fairly new colleague. She's not been working with us for very long. But, it's always nice when you get to know people a bit more and find out. And, yeah. So just in case, Michelle, you are watching tonight, because we were obviously talking about my channel today, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Now, and I'm sure there'll be a good old laugh in the office next time. Next time we're both in. Lovely. I think I'm going to put a black strap across the helmet between those silver points. I'll work on that shortly. Need to do the not highlights, the whatchamacallit it? I can't think of the words. I need to do the wash. I need to do the wash, ink wash on the chaps in the rifles. I'll do that in a bit. I do need to finish. You'll probably be really pleased to know I need to finish fairly promptly at 9 o'clock tonight, because I've got to go out to collect a Lego set over in good old Portsmouth. So that'll be a little bit of a drive, and it is late, but it's worth it. Absolutely, I invited her to the club because she's new to the area as well, just having moved recently, and I did say that we've got a club on a Thursday night, but it does historical wargaming, and more than welcome to come along. We'll see. Maybe she will. She sort of sounded slightly interested, probably more interested in the other sort of new venue that's opened up in the town, which is called Dice Heads, and on their Friday night they have a Warhammer night. So I think she was probably more interested in that. But yeah, it's nice when you meet people of a similar interest, I guess. Right, ink wash. We are doing well, I think. Most of the detail is done. I've got the skins to do, and I've got the weapons to do. That's not the one I wanted. This is the one I wanted. We'll need to do slings on the rifles as well, but we're in a good place. And the weapons are what I think I'm going to work on next, just after I've done the black straps on the helmets. I had planned to do a little bit of more brickwork on the retaining wall that I've been working on. If you saw Sunday's episode, you might have seen the sneak peek if you watched towards the end, where I was showing you what the next. No, I'm not going to use contrast paint for this. I'm actually going to use normal black paint. I think it's just not adhering like I want it to. But yeah, I did a bit of a sneak peek of what is coming up in the next part. I do wonder, like we've talked about it before on the channel before, about what YouTube and the YouTube algorithm does, and just the fact that my views seem to have dropped off a bit. And then the live stream was a bit funny last week with the chat not working. This week we're low on numbers again. It does make me wonder whether it's YouTube that's fighting me, not necessarily people not tuning in and getting fed up with my content. So I don't know, be an interesting one. But I do think it's only Steve and I watching tonight. So there we go, Steve. We're both in good company, I guess. And you've got your ECW figures, and I've got my Peaky Blinders police. So wow, we're doing all right, aren't we? Could be worse. Lovely. These are coming out well. Never mind. I said I'm going to be on and doing a live stream, so I'll be on and doing a live stream. And if people turn up, they'll turn up, and if not, I'll just talk to myself and get some figures painted. Which, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. As I said, never try to second guess the algorithm. Yeah, that's true. I might just be shit. I mean, sorry, crap. And nobody wants to watch my content, but hey, who knows? We'll try to stay positive. And I did. You know what? I think so. The one that's sort of not struggling with per se, but the one that's sticking in my head at the moment is the batch of the day, because I don't think it's a terrible format. There's definitely some tweaks to be made, and there's been some suggestions made, and I'm going to work on that. But they just don't seem to be particularly popular. And yet, if I look at a channel like Storm of Steel, who does a weekly hobby update, and look at a Yorkshire gamer who does a monthly update, both of them get good views. Now I know they've got a lot more subscribers than me, and therefore, even if it's only a 2% of their watchers watch it, they're still going to get better numbers than me. So I get it. I like it. Good fun if you enjoy it. Yeah, no, and that's the thing is I try to do stuff that I enjoy. There's no point me doing stuff that I don't enjoy because I might get the views, but I'll give up because I don't enjoy it. So it swings and roundabouts, isn't it? Brilliant. We're up to 4 people watching. So, and as I say that, we dropped over 3. Never mind. If people are watching, people are watching. If they're not, they're not. It's absolutely fine. Not a problem. Right. Where are we up to? We have got some flesh to finish and some weapons to finish. So I think I'm going to start with the weapons. I'm going to do a bit of woodwork. We'll start with some contrast paints, and we'll get those on because they'll do a nice job of the wood. For those that are watching that are interested, I use either Cygor Brown, which gives me a darker colour, and I quite like that in contrast to the other colour which I use, which is the let me just see, snakebite leather, and I think those two are quite good colours for wood. I quite like them, and the contrast between the two is good. So it's not just all one type of wood, because let's be honest, you can see all sorts of different kit in different shades. So let's get Let's get one of these rifles painted the wood. And I do like these contrasts for the paints for the simple fact of you paint it and that's it. If you want to add a wash over it, sorry, not a wash, a highlight, you can do that. That works well. But ultimately, it's washing it as well as putting the paint, the color on, which for me just takes away a lot of the admin. Admin, is that the right word? Probably not. Takes away a lot of the work. Steve, I keep getting the itch to finally do a 2 mil project. Probably Napoleonics. Just need to decide on a rule set. You know what, Steve? I'm going to share something with you. 2 mil, brilliant. Definitely well worth doing. I think the way the speed at which you do stuff, you'll get through an army, be able to paint up armies for no time whatsoever. Now, in terms of rule sets, I'm actually planning when I finish or get enough done of my 6 mil project to I want to do use strength and honor for Napoleonics and see how it plays. I think with a few tweaks it will work really nicely, because you've got this idea with strength and honor of um, sort of taking risks, and you can lose the kind of initiative and turnover, and I think it could work quite nicely. I think the biggest problem, the movement's good. I think that could work well. Obviously, I think in a 2 mil, I don't know, you probably use the same size bases, but have like you could possibly probably fit a brigade on a whole base. So I think it'd definitely be quite good. And I'm going to play test it with a friend of mine once I've got the armies done. That'll be for 6 mil, and then we can kind of go from there. But I like the idea of having the army break points. I think that's really useful, or a good way of doing it. And I think probably trying to think what else is really good. Well, I think it's got all the major pieces. So, I mean, bow is probably the only thing. You obviously don't have bow in Napoleonic, so you change those for artillery. Um, you go base to base contact for like combat, which would uh, which would simulate the units going in, firing, maybe even drawing, charging with bayonets, that sort of thing, getting into fisticuffs. So I think that would work really well. So I'm going to try it out, and I just need to get some French painted. That is going to be what's next after I finish off the police, the couple of Fallschirmjäger, the mortar team, I should say, and the last Gar figure. This one here. Once I've finished that one, these guys, and the detective, and then the light mortar team, I shall get back to my Napoleonics. So that's what I'm thinking, and I think strength and honor will absolutely do the job. So worth trial, but obviously I've also got a review coming out of this Sunday of Soldiers of Napoleon, which would be good to try. And then there's another one that I've been asked to help playtest, which is Eagles over Iberia, and I think that is specifically designed for sort of very small scale, big battles. So yeah, that will be good to try out as well. Would muskets be like javelins? Mm, not sure. I think the firing would be taken up. So obviously with ancients and strengthen on at the moment, when you go base to base contact, you enter into combat, and the result is things like standings, which means the fight's still going. You get pushback. Um, you can also get disordered and then rout and stuff like that. So I think that all works with Napoleonics. I mean, the terminology is quite general in some ways, um, and I think that that's where it could be quite useful for Napoleonics. Absolutely happy to chat outside of this about that if you're interested, Steve. We can talk it through because I've got some ideas of how it will work. I don't know if you've got strength and honor rule set, but I mean it's well worth getting if you haven't before, particularly if you like ancients, because I think it's quite a quick game. You can play it on quite a small table as well, which is very beneficial. But I think certainly I want to try it out for Napoleonics. I know it's been used for sort of medieval. I think is it Paul Clark who turns up a lot on the 6 mil Facebook group. He's done medievals with it. I think it'd be great for like 1066. I could see it working well for that. So I think it's got a lot of scope to work for multiple periods, because the principles of risk management ring true in a lot of warfare. And then if you go from a very abstract point of view of, two bases going into base contact and then being in combat, you just change what that combat looks like in your mind in the narrative, rather than, yeah. Never picked it up. Well worth it if you fancy something different. It's quite intuitive as well, I think. Right, I'll stop my sales pitch because I'm sure you're bored of that. But yeah, that would be my suggestion. If you fancy something a bit different, and certainly, as I say, once I get some French together, I will start doing a bit of play testing. I'll put some pictures up and stuff on the Facebook group. I mean, it's the rule set that I used for Lord of the Rings in 2 mil, and it worked really, really well for that. I mean, spot on. I think a lot of people really enjoyed that game. For Pelennor Fields, Battle of Pelennor Fields. Speaking of which, I need to at some point this year work on the next. What am I going to do next? Battle of Helm's Deeps is an option, because I've already done the train for it and the armies are ready. The other one is something around Edoras, and probably the escape from Edoras to Helm's Deep, because then it could be a bit of a sort of a campaign approach where you have 2 linked scenarios. But I'll have to take that to the club and get the lads playing it, see what they think. In fact, actually, my friend Michelle might enjoy that, so it might be an option. We shall see. Right, that's the woodwork done for the weapon. So let's. What am I doing next? Let's do the metalwork. If it's dry, I think it should be dry. What did I use for the metalwork for? I used the Basilican Grey. It's a good one. Tackle these pistols first. Yeah, I quite like that. Apologies, Steve. I feel like I just downloaded a lot. I've got some really sort of fun ideas, I think, for Napoleonics and using strength and honor. So you obviously found the passion within me, and I've just gone off on one there. But I'll try not to do that again. I think I've said it before. I do really enjoy coming on these live streams, and even when I've had a really busy day. I mean, work is been very busy over the last month, and it's not getting any quieter, particularly with what's happening at the moment in the world. So, um, yeah, it's just nice to come on a Wednesday night and just chill out, paint some figures. Um, yeah, it's just nice. I do enjoy it, and I really appreciate everybody's support of the channel and the live stream. It's all makes it all worthwhile, makes it enjoyable. Can't really complain. Don't apologize. Thank you, Steve. What a gent. We all have our moments in the hobby, don't we, where we get super excited about something. So maybe that was just my moment. That's all right. It's good. It's good. I think it's good to get excited about things in the hobby because it shows an element of passion and interest in it. If we didn't get like that, well, I might say something rather dull about the hobby. Something about the hobby that is a bit dull or it's not entertaining. But I think when we can get excited about the hobby, it's a good sign. And I see a lot of people online get excited about new figures out, new rule sets out, projects they're working on. So yeah, it's just really encouraging. I suppose the question for people is, are they going to salute this year? I'm planning on it, and it'd be great to see some of you guys there. And obviously, if you're there, and you see me, do stop me. We'll have a good old chinwag, a catch up, and chat. You can tell me how terrible the channel is, but no, seriously, I'd be very keen. If anybody is going to salute, to catch up and have a chat, meet people in the flesh. So if you're watching now live, or if you're watching a few days time, catching up on the live stream, send me a message on the Facebook group or however you want to. Could even go carry pigeon if you want. Won't be taking a game this year. I'll just be there shopping, and I've got some ideas of things I want to buy. Probably some 2 mil Lord of the Rings stuff for Edoras. I think maybe I definitely want to get some baggage wagons so that I can do the the Rohirrim, not the Rohirrim, the people of Rohan, escaping Edoras to Helm's Deep. So that's something I definitely want to do. And I'm trying to think what else. Definitely some more 6 mil. Probably going to pick up a what am I going to do? An army. I think it's like an expansion pack or a support pack from Bacchus, just to give me extra French infantry. Because I am actually considering doing a second set of bases for each battalion, so you could have up to 6 stands, and that would then align with how it's set up in Soldiers of Napoleon. So I'm in an iron. I'm thinking I might do that. So we'll wait and see. But I'm going to need a load more infantry anyway, just for the number of regiments, battalions, and all that good jazz. So yeah, we'll be getting some more of those. Hopefully, I will have painted what I've got by salute. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But yeah. And then I do definitely I'm going to pop to war base anyway. I might get some more pavements before then. So we'll have to wait and see. If I do that, then I won't need to pick those up at salute. But if I don't, then yeah, I'll aim to pick those up at salute. Because I've got a lot more of small heath to build. Didn't need that much paint. Oops, never mind. It's a common thing for me to do. Put too much paint on the palette. Never mind. Right, let's let those dries for a moment, and we'll get the first highlights on, which would be flat flesh. Right, let's catch up on the chat. Steve says it's the cost of travel and then getting across London that puts me off. Also, got a gaming weekend the week before. One day, yeah. I'm my friend Mark, Mark Backhouse. We were talking on Thursday, giving me a lift to the club. We were having a chat about it. I said, "Oh, you know, you going to Salute? Are you putting a game on?" He said, "No game this year, but he wants to go." And I said, "Look, you know, happy for us to drive in. Works out cheaper in terms of getting there, but it's a little bit more expensive because we have to pay for parking. Um, the other option is the train, but that's not cheap. Depending on when we book. If we book, you know, if we get it on the day, then it could be anything. You know, with the tube as well, we could be looking at 50 quid easily each. I think at least 50 quid. I would expect it to be more, to be honest. But yeah, it's not cheap traveling there. I mean, the fact that Dougie Robertson has said that it actually is cheaper for them to fly down than it is for them to get the train in is a little bit crazy. But that does show the state of, I think, train fares in the UK. But there we go. It is what it is, and it is frustrating. Like, if people want to go, they may well find a way. Um, if they can't find a way, then it's a shame. And in some ways, I think the main reason for me going is actually just catching up with people. So I know Dougie Robinson and his son Alex will be there, and I caught up with them last year there. It was really, really nice to do so, and I hope to catch up with again this year. I need to send Dougie a message actually to say, I'm going to be there. And Dougie's absolutely brilliant, and as a fellow YouTuber, it's just really nice to have that catch up. Yeah, trying to think who else. I'll probably bump into Alex Storm of Steel. Usually have a chat with him if I can, and I'm gonna try to have a chat with the Yorkshire gamer Ken as well, because he's another one. Where did I see him? I think I saw him at Salute last year, but the channel wasn't really doing as well as it is now, and I kind of was a bit like, not nervous per se, but I don't know, there was something about not wanting to come across as like, oh, I'm another YouTuber and we should chat and all that kind of, just want to talk to him like a normal person, and I clearly failed at that. But yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? I'd be looking at close to £100 travel. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It shouldn't be that much. And that's expensive days, particularly when you then look at the ticket price for Salute, because I'm not sure that's the cheapest show ever. In fact, it's probably not. In fact, it's probably one of the most expensive, to be quite honest. But they are hiring a place in London, so you can kind of see why. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame. And you will be missed, Steve. Of course, we'd want to see you there. But if I get up your way, I'll let you know before we come up that way. If we can catch up, that'd be great. All right, we're doing all right on the skin, on the flesh. Should have this. I need to do the what do I need to do? The old slings for the rifles. Right, we're doing all right, I think. Just realised as well, I'm going to need to do the stripes on the sergeant's sleeves. I'm going to miss that detail out. There's 4 of the 6. The first highlight on, and I think I'll do one more highlight after that. 14 minutes to go. It's not too bad. I think we might be able to achieve something tonight. Might do the bases separately. That's all right. I don't think that's too cheating. Cool. They're looking all right. As I say, I like these figures. Good bit of detail. Chap's looking quite cool. There's truncheon. Give somebody a kick in. Lovely. Cool. Happy with that. Right, let's let those dry for a quick minute. In fact, while I'm doing that, I might grab the white and see about. Oh, sorry. I keep putting those too far back. Let's see if we can get some of these sergeant stripes done. Lovely. Oh, I like that. That is good. Now watch me screw this one up. Oh, I might have just pulled that off, actually. Right, where's the other sergeant? I'm sure there was 2 with stripes on their arms. Not that one. Not that one. Is there only one? There's only one. Like Highlander, there can be only one. Well, that's handy. Didn't get a second chance to screw them up. Good job. Right. Happy with that. Right, that's that. Strap colour. What strap colour are we going to do? Probably going to be a dark brown, I would have thought. Let's go for a leather brown, in fact. Now I've got this leather brown out. I need to use it for the wall, so we might as well give it a trial run on this. It's one of my colours on my brick walls when I'm painting plastic card. Yeah, that works. Cool. Happy days. Right, there's one. Let's do a second one. Good, good, good. Right, there's 2. And number 3 over here. quite like that. This guy, he's kind of got the sling gripped a little bit, so it's under his left hand, which is cool because it's bunching up the front a little bit as well, which is cool. And now he's fallen off. Can't work with me here. It's better. Yeah, fine. Happy with that? Yeah, I think I'm happy with that. Cool. Right, let's get this final flesh wash on in 8 minutes, and in the 8 minutes remaining, and then I think that's all of these guys done, and then it will just be the inspector, who I may well do off camera, just because of I don't want to take too much, bore people with continuous. I might do the Germans next week. Yeah, happy, lovely. Right, that's him. I do need to put some wash onto these guys. So the thing I need to do, what I find with the wash is, just ties all of the highlights together. A little bit of base color in there as well. I find it very effective. Yeah, the sergeant's looking good. Probably a bit too much highlight on those fingers, but yeah, I'm liking it. Right, so those two. Chop the back. Lovely. Again, definitely enjoy these. Right, let's see. Let's get this guy finished off. Four down. Two to go. Yeah, that's looking all right, actually. I don't think I've done the highlights too much. Just enough to bring out the... And again, they're so beautifully sculpted that paint really is not having to do too much work. last little bit. Cool. Happy days. Right, let's let that just dry. Then I'll put the wash on, which is the Reichland Flash Shade. Put that on. 4 minutes to go. Oh, timing, beautiful. As I say, I'll do the bases, which will be a simple black paint over the base, and then with a dry brush of a Luftwaffe, a uniform Luftwaffe or Luftwaffe uniform, which is Vallejo 816, and I find that just brings it out in a sort of a darkish blue. It's really quite nice. Right, and I remembered to have a drink quite often tonight, so that's good. Right, let's get some of this wash on here. Oh, I haven't done their hair. Of course I haven't done their hair. That was silly of me. Right. I might just get time. We'll wait and see. If not, just do it as part of the base. It's not going to be too hard. I tend to use the snakebite leather contrast paint because that just works a treat. Does the job. Lovely. That wash, just lovely. Absolutely does the job that I want it to do. Gets into the recesses. Does a nice job of sort of merging the layers of paint I've put on it. So it's a lot more gradual than what it could look like. And it adds a bit of a warmth to the skin as well, which I quite like. I do think at the end, the figures actually, flesh looks quite good, which, so when I started painting, I could not do flesh for the life of me. And I've got to a technique now which is simple enough, doesn't take too long, and even somebody like me can pull it off. So. Excellent. Right, that's 4 down. 1 minute to go. Look at this. This is going to be a photo finish. Can he do it? And I'm concentrating so hard as well, so I can't even do the talking while I'm painting. But needless to say, I will be back on Sunday with another video. I think you'll enjoy it. It's a bit of a initial look at Soldiers of Napoleon. So if you're interested in what the rulebook looks like, definitely check that video out. I think it should be a good one. And then I will be back hopefully next Wednesday. I don't have any plans not to be here, so I should be back for the live stream next Wednesday. There we go. There's 6 of them done. It's 9 o'clock. How about that for a photo finish? Right. It has been an absolute pleasure, Steve. I think it's been you and me for most of it. I do apologise. We haven't had more people join the chat, but it is what it is. There are 6 policemen for Peaky Blinders finished. Just got to do their bases, and I think you'll agree they're coming out really nicely. Obviously, I will probably do a showcase video of these because they are just too nice not to. But they're really, really looking nice, I think. Oh yeah, no, Steve, I should be thanking you. Thanks very much for your company. I will just do the hair to finish these off, and I'll do those another day. But yeah, I think they've come out really nicely. So we'll get those guys looking a bit younger than they are, looking a bit grey and old, but that's not a problem. We'll all get there eventually. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. Thank you ever so much for your support. Thanks to those who may have watched but didn't comment. As I say, we're back on Sunday with another video for Sons of Napoleon, initial thoughts, and then back next Wednesday for another live stream. So until then, have a great rest of your week. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe, and we'll see you next week.